Chapter 49 to 50. Around 2 months later, East Blue. Don't kill me, please. A man in strange, colorful clothes with a striped beard pleaded to the black-haired and red-eyed boy in front of him. Your crew and even captain are dead, yet you are like this. What a coward. The boy, Amon said to the man. Around the two, in the deck of the ship, many dead bodies of pirates were lying around. Only the strange man was alive. But fear not, I won't kill you today. Your body is useful. Amon said as his wing formed a punch and hit the man's head as he fell unconscious. He was Django of the Black Cat Pirates, the hypnotic man, who supposedly gained the ability after eating the head of the mushroom that grew on his chin. Yes, his beard, in reality, is a mushroom. A/N, canon BTW. It's confirmed of not being a devil fruit too. Amon is trying to get all the powers he can. Hypnotism is a proven power. That fat guy from Doflamingo's group was proficient at it. Amon thought, looking at the unconscious man. He definitely trained in that technique, however. This guy is strange. From what he said a while ago from my threats, and from what I remember from anime, one day after he woke up from sleep, he found a mushroom growing on his chin. Amon glanced at his strange thing with markings on it in his chin. After eating the head of the mushroom, he gained the ability to hypnotize people. What a strange world. Amon shook his head. His body should be useful, more research is needed. Amon has been in the East Blue for 2 reasons. One was the body of this man who grew mushrooms in his chin, and the second thing was an island called Sixus, where he will go soon. Then, after killing the pirates, Amon called the Marines for the bounty, while hiding Django on a close island around the sea. After getting the bounty, he decided to leave for the Grand Line again, while taking the unconscious Django in a bag. He also injected some medicine into his body to make his chance of waking up to an all 0%. As he flew in the sky with his healed wings, Amon didn't directly go to the Grand Line. Rather, stopped at a strange island on a stone pillar. The actual island was above the pillar and reached above the clouds, albeit not as high up as the Sky Islands. This was Clockwork Island, the island from One Piece Movie 2. This is where many scientists live, and some technology was on par with that of Skypea. Last month, when coming to East Blue for the first time, he encountered this island whilst flying. He didn't remember much from One Piece Movie 2. Though it was supposed to be non-canon, the island was there, proving Amon that many non-canon movies might also be real. Though Amon didn't care and went to visit the island then. He found out the Trump siblings had already taken over the island for a while now, as he had at first decided to kill them. However, he didn't, as he realized there was no need for him to be the hero here. After all, he's getting nothing. Rather, having some villain underling would increase his influence even before he actually becomes a criminal/pirate in the future. Which he did, after defeating the Trump siblings and poisoning them with a slow death poison. They would need to take the antidote every 2 months to be alive, so they had no other choice but to do as he said. Amon had plans to take the island in the sky one day, or at least the scientists living here. As Amon landed at the top of the tower on that island, a blonde woman noticed him. Era, look who's back. A blonde-haired woman jumped at Amon and hugged him while crossing her arms around his neck. Remove your hands. Amon glared at her as she flinched and took steps back. Exclamation point. Amon suddenly grabbed her mouth and gave her a death glare. I warned you already, don't act like we share a good relationship. You are only using your body to stay alive, since you are only good at stress relieving with your logia being made only for that use, Amon said towards the woman, Honey Queen. Don't act lovey-dovey with me. I already proved I can see through your thoughts. Image here. Her eyes grew and she gulped hard. She was just trying to seduce him, since using her body doesn't work with him already using her many times before. So she then tried the cute way, but it seems even that doesn't work. Her logia devil fruit lets her turn into some kind of jelly, and also releases that jelly from her body. That's the only power, so even Nami was able to beat her. It would work best for someone else from the Shandians to have it, of course. Even if it's weaker than other logias, the intangible body part still stands. However, he needs the Trump siblings to look after this island for a few more years, so he can't kill her yet, since when he will, he has to kill all of them. Before that, he will use her moist powers to help him get good sleep at night. Anyway, is my lab prepared? Amon asked as he looked around from the tower. Yes, it's done. The scientists added every equipment and security procedures you wanted. Amon smirked hearing her. Good, take me there. Amon and the Honey Queen then walked to his lab with the large bag containing the man. Asterisk. After that, Amon returned to Whiskey Peak. He spent some time in a hot spring he made and then went to the mayor's house. After so, Amon went to meet Robin, who was in her office. She had a high position in the guild now, and had her personal office too. Amon went to her door and entered without knocking. Hello, I'm back, Robin. I'm back, Robin. Amon entered the room, only to find Robin sitting on her chair while pressing her hands on her temple with a distracted look. He used his observation hockey to check if she was pretending or not, and then released a sweet smile. He slowly walked behind her chair and touched her shoulders. Boo. Ah. Robin flinched slightly and took a fighting pose instinctively, but as she looked at her back, she released a sigh. It's you. What do you want, Mr. Lucifer? Today we don't have an appointment. Amon just hugged her from behind the chair. Huh. I can't come here without an appointment? What the hell are you talking about? He said as he rubbed her cheeks. Did I do anything wrong? Robin didn't react and just crossed her arms as a few hands came out of the chair and pulled Amon's hands off her body. Please, behave properly with your employee, she said with an emotionless voice. Amon stayed silent as he opened his mouth, but closed it in the end. He tried to hide his pained face and laughed lightly. Haha. Ah, okay. My bad, ha. Scratching his head, Amon walked into a chair in front and sat down lightly. A short silence of awkwardness fell upon the place. As Robin had a straight face, Amon had an awkward smile, though his face still had a slightly pained look from her words. So why don't you think of my previous proposal? Want to be my personal guard? Amon asked as he smiled at her. Robin shook her head. I already gave my answer, and that is no. I'm fine as I am, she said and picked up a newspaper from the table. While she started to read, Amon kept smiling at her. Though she pretended to not see his pained smile, she did see them. Yet she just took it as a teenager getting rejected. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, I shouldn't care. Soon, another short silence filled the room, and Amon again was the first to break the silence. I don't have anything else to say. Haha. Amon again scratched his head. Then I will leave, see you later. Miss Robin. Sighing, Amon got up from his seat and quickly walked to the door. As he placed his hand on the doorknob, his stomach growled. Growl. Amon ignored it and walked past the door as he mumbled. Fuck, I hate hotel food. But sigh, I have to be satisfied with that, I guess. Not that anyone would make me any food. Suddenly, he felt a pull in his shirt as he abruptly looked back. It was a hand coming out of the wall. Understanding the situation, Amon peeked inside the room and spotted Robin walking towards him. She didn't have much emotion on her face and had a food box in her hand. I just remembered, I prepared some food this time. It's too much for me, so I was looking for someone to share. Her face was straight as she said those words. Do you want some? She asked as Amon looked at her with a face full of surprise. Soon, he smiled brightly. If my lady allows it. I think I'm getting lost. I should leave this soon. I don't want the Marines to harm him. Yes, I will leave tomorrow. Robin was thinking hard as she resolved herself. Tomorrow for real. She mumbled lightly, though nobody knew if the tomorrow will ever come or not. For the past 2 months, she's been talking about that one tomorrow after all. Months later, 4 months until return. A few months passed just like that, as Robin started to lose herself little by little. Every day, she would stay awake at night while having an internal conflict if she should leave or not. In the end, she left this for the tomorrow, which never came until now. Mostly because as time passed and she went to more hunts like that time in Alabasta, she was getting more and more attached to him. Though something like the wing incident never happened again, she was still constantly being protected by him. At this rate, maybe, just maybe, she might actually start pretending to be like another person. These days, Amon has been frequenting the East Blue, for reasons she wasn't aware of. As of currently, her position in the guild was pretty high and Amon proposed her to be his assistant and personal guard, which she didn't want to accept at first, but she did in the end. Her excuse being she will leave soon anyway. It doesn't hurt to be his assistant for a few days. Though those few days also never came to an end. Asterisk. Night time. Currently, Robin was walking with Amon in the Whiskey Peak, going toward a bar. You invited me to this place? I never knew you drink, Amon said as he had his arms around his head while looking at the bar in front. Or is this a new hobby? Robin just giggled hearing him. Foo, who knows? You should pay more attention to me if you want to find out. Amon smiled softly as he heard this. He glanced at her eyes for a moment before averting his gaze. Heh, would you look at those dark circles around her eyes? Soon, Amon and Robin entered the bar, while some of the people greeted the two. After entering the bar, both of them spotted Cricket, who was hanging around with some bounty hunters. Cricket noticed their arrival and turned around. Oh, Miss All Sunday, you're not alone today? Ah, it's Lucifer, he said towards Robin, as she and Amon sat on the chair in front of the bartender. Hello, Mr. Cricket, Robin said as Cricket also greeted her. Ha ha ha, it's surprising to see you at this place, Lucy, he said towards Amon and again looked back at Robin. He never drinks, saying things about good health and whatnot, even when those young chicks call him over. It's impressive how you brought him here. While Robin giggled, Amon looked at her with a motionless expression. Oh, is there anything, Lucy? No, it's nothing. It seems you are a frequent customer here. I'm just surprised. Releasing a sigh, Amon looked ahead as Robin went silent. "Hey, master, gimme a cold drink," Amon said towards the bartender as he nodded. Robin also decided to order as she raised her finger. "Oh, and whiskey for me." "No, cold drink for her too." Amon cut her while she tried to refute. Amon didn't heed to her words. As they started to talk about their work and stuff, a few hours easily passed by. The bar was a 24/7 one, so a few people were still around getting drunk for their own good, even at midnight. Amon and Robin were in a corner of the room, alone at a single table, while Robin was talking gibberish. "Hick, so like that organization I was working on was also destroyed. I was able to escape at the last moment though," Robin said while releasing the hiccup. She looked drunk, while Amon was smiling towards her with his chin resting on his left hand, while his right hand was under the table. That hand was holding a pocket watch. Seeing her done with her words, Amon decided to open his mouth. He's been quiet for too long. That's cool. Though at first, Amon didn't let her get drunk. When the time came, he let her do what she wanted. Taking a sip from his juice glass, Amon smiled at her. "So you're pretty lucky, huh? Good for me, I guess." Robin was a little surprised hearing him, as she looked at him with sleepy eyes. "My, what do you mean? All of the places I used to work for before got destroyed. That's not lucky for you," Robin said as she touched his cheeks, while her own cheeks were red from the effect of alcohol. Amon could feel the heat coming from her face, even from the other side. Ignoring her hand on his cheeks, Amon chuckled lightly. "I mean, here you are, alive and kickin'. Anyway, just ignore it. I was just..." Bam! Suddenly, both of them were surprised to hear the sound and looked back. Fuck. It was a muscular man. Fuck this world. Saying this, he sloped on the table. Amon yawned seeing this and looked ahead again. Drunkards are pretty common these days. Wait, it's that guy. What was his name? Ah, Mello. Suddenly Amon recalled something. I heard a girl he met in Sabaody Archipelago, and also got married last month, was sold as a slave to the WG. Amon looked at the little dizzy Robin as he reached a scheme. I can use this information at my advantage, thank you. Amon then put the pocket watch in his pocket and stood up. Robin looked at him confused. Robin POV. Lucifer got up and brought me to that man who just hit the table a minute ago. Yawn. I'm sleepy. It's kind of dizzy and hard to think. But since I'm with him, it's going to be fine. Thinking this, we went toward that man as we sat down. General POV. Haha. People have no idea how fucked up this world is. The man said while he rested his back on the chat like a lifeless man. His skin was slightly tanned, and his hair was dark red. His stern face had a hollow look today. Hey, Mello. It's been a while. Came the voice from in front. He barely looked at him and smiled, recognizing him. Hello indeed. It's been a while. Leader. Ha! He recognized Amon, even in his drunk state. His leader helped him a lot in his months in the Grand Line. He even saved his life a few times to not recognize him. Sitting opposite to him, Amon released a sigh. I heard what happened to your partner. I'm sorry for it. Ha ha ha, no need, leader. If there is a person in this world who I still respect in this world, that would be you. The man, Mello said with a smile. After all, you saved me, a newbie's life, many times before. In fact, you were the one who gave me the quest of the Sabaody Archipelago, the place where I met her. Amon stayed silent hearing him. Oh, I did. Okay. Anyway, why don't you share your story? Amon asked. Maybe you'll feel better. The man chuckled and decided to do the last thing he could. Months ago, he went to an island near Sabaody Archipelago after accepting a quest given by Amon. He accepted it and went to another bubble island to complete the mission. It was just a delivery job, delivery of a few illegal weapons to be specific, which he did deliver. However, the clients didn't want to keep any loose, so they decided to remove the loose end, the delivery man, Mello. Or at least they tried, as most of them were killed by Mello. However, he was too injured to fight the ones alive, so he fled without any other choice. It was hard, but he did it, as he was a middle-ranked bounty hunter. Yet, his injuries were severe, which rendered him unconscious in the seashore, in the sea filled with sea kings. Luckily, a beautiful mermaid saved him. Soon time passed, and they got to know each other. Soon they got married, and he even decided to leave bounty hunting after getting a big chunk, then live happily with her. Everything was good until she was captured by a slave merchant, and while in his absence, was sold to the celestial dragons. Maybe, if I didn't get so greedy and stayed with her, then she would still be here. Maybe sniff. Mello wiped his tears and drank some vodka. We even had plans to have children. Ha ha ha. Thud. I'm such a loser. He hardly put the glass down on the table and rested his face on the table. Amon looked at him with sadness, though his thoughts were different from his outside facade. Loser? Yes, true. You are just unlucky to encounter this situation. I would have just run away if the sky gets the attention of celestial dragons. At least until I get my hands in that devil fruit. Amon thought as he guessed his next words. Leader. As expected, the man opened his mouth. I will leave the guild. I will be a pirate. What? Amon frowned in displeasure. Mel, are you out of your mind? Do you realize, if you become a pirate, then one day you might have to face your comrades, the ones who you once worked with? As Amon said this, the man just laughed. I know, but I have to. A man's gotta do what he gotta do. Getting up from his seat, the man drank vodka from a bottle with a smile. Asterisk gulp, asterisk gulp gulp. Thanks, leader. I feel much better talking with you, the man said as he attached his body. Anyway, I will leave now. Take care, he said and started to walk away. Oh, by the way, Amon called him from behind. If you ever need anyone's help after becoming a pirate, call me, I will try to help you. He grinned brightly. Not as a leader, but as an equal. The man also grinned and left, while Amon smirked internally. He has the will, and he's not that weak either. Maybe he will get a good bounty. If he does, I will hunt him down myself. Poor guy. Hey! Suddenly, Robin called him as he looked at her. She had a small frown on her face, as her previous drunk self was seen no more. Can you tell me more about the world government? Or specifically, the celestial dragon? Amon grinned, hearing her. As you wish, miss, but not here. While Amon and Robin were walking towards his office, Amon took out the watch to check the time. Oh, it looks good. I didn't notice before. Where did you get it? Robin said as she leaned forward, though she quickly took steps back, flustered. Some girl gifted me. You want it? Amon said as they walked forward. No. Really? You should be truthful to your feelings. After catching Django, he didn't just straight up experiment on him. He first took lessons on hypnotism from him and learned that the mushroom only boosted his affinity, nor made him a master from the start. After learning the techniques, he has started to experiment on his body, though the result is still unknown. It's lucky that the island has good types of equipment,